want to look perfect in our pictures, in our relationships, in our careers, and everything that we do because, let's face it, that is what is acceptable nowadays. Something less than perfect is not worth it at all. But what we are failing to realize is that all of us are flawed in some way. And it's not the flaws itself that is making us unhappy, but not accepting that we can be flawed is what is making us unhappy. And this is making us suffer even when we have everything it takes to be happy. A strange obsession with ourselves emerged over the recent years, making us think and see only the best parts about us, living in a world of filters. And when reality hits, we become disappointed. We think we are what we look like in those altered images, driving us far away from reality and from the real you. When we keep believing in this imaginary, inflated image of ourselves, reality becomes hard to accept. It makes us depressed, discouraged, and so it is very important to acknowledge our imperfections, to accept our flaws, to live a better and a happier life. And no matter how hard we try, it is impossible to be perfect. We all have flaws and insecurities, and that is okay. What is not okay is trying to hide those imperfections and trying to project a false image and ultimately believing in that false image you have created for yourself. That is not okay. In his book, The Road to Character, the author David Brooks writes that in this struggle, we build ourselves. We build our character. It is our imperfections which form the foundation for our growth, and in this growth, we find meaning in our life. Our flaws can help us learn a lot about ourselves. It will help us understand and learn to be humble, to be grateful, to have a little bit of humor, all of which can help us with our own mental health and our self-image. As humans, we have the nature of highlighting negatives and taking the positives about ourselves for granted. When you look at a white paper with a black dot on it, all you can focus on is that black dot. We ignore the rest of the white paper like it doesn't even exist. Accepting your flaws as a part of you and not that black dot on the white paper, you embrace your complete self. Even when someone points out that black dot in us, because we have already accepted that we have our flaws, it will become easier to take the criticism. And instead of just looking at our flaws as something fixed and something negative, we start looking at our flaws as ways to change and what we think needs changing. The level of self-acceptance increases the moment we accept and acknowledge our flaws. Everyone is unique in their own way, and these flaws become a part of our unique identity. You don't have to live to impress others. The biggest thing that is in the way of our growth is always trying to impress others or always trying to measure up to someone else. Someone has done something, so I need to do that. Someone bought a new car, I need one. Someone has a big house, I need one. All this chatter that you have in your mind will become lesser and lesser when you embrace your flaws, your imperfections. There is no need to really impress anyone. Start accepting your reality rather than living in a false image that you have created for others to see. And even the criticism people will throw at you will not look too harsh now because you know who you are, what your flaws are, and you are working on them already. You create a healthy environment for yourself. When you accept your flaws, instead of magnifying them and looking at them as something negative, you begin to nurture yourself in all the right ways. You become stronger, more confident, and more resilient even when things don't go your way. You come to an understanding that even with your flaws, you are beautiful and unique in your own way. You attract the right people into your life. When you start accepting your flaws, you also recognize the people who accept you with your flaws, with whom you don't have to act or put up a false image just for them to like you. You attract people who like you as you are, and you don't need to change yourself for anyone. It all starts with acceptance, a lot of it. We do have things which are the best in us and things which we don't like about us. But you're not just your best parts, you are your worst parts too. Acknowledging all of you and accepting that you have both sides can be a good start. The most confident people are those who have accepted and know themselves better than anyone else. They're not trying to be anyone else. They are unique and authentic, and so are you. There's just one you. You're not perfect or above anyone else, but you just understand who you are, and this self-awareness and self-acceptance will help you be the best version of yourself, not trying to look or behave like someone else. Write down all about you, what you like, what you don't like, what are your strengths, your weaknesses, your priorities, what are your most important values. All these will determine your choices in your everyday life. They make you understand your unique abilities and what you bring to the world. This exploration about yourself, about the good things in you, will make all the flaws look really small and help you understand what you should be working on to become better. And the only flaws you'll see now are those that don't contribute to your goals or your purpose in life. Most of the time, we are our own worst critics. We want to be perfect in every way. But when you remind yourself that perfect doesn't exist, and even if it does, it is hard to achieve, you set yourself realistic goals and standards. Going through life without facing any failure or without any flaws is highly impossible. And when you remind yourself every day about that, it can help you see life for what it really is, rather than living in an imaginary bubble where life has to be perfect in every way. Remember to set your standards based on the values you believe in, and this will help you stay on track whatever happens. No matter you fail or succeed, always be your cheerleader, because it's impossible to keep winning all the time. We are forced to look at other people's lives and compare it to ours, leading to disappointments, jealousy, depression. But the only comparison you need in your life is with your past accomplishments to your present. You need to understand that what you're seeing about others' lives may not be the complete picture after all. Their journey, their struggles, their strengths, their weaknesses are completely unique and different from yours. In this world of too much information, it is hard to differentiate between what is real and what is not. If you feel you're comparing your life to someone else's, remind yourself that you only see the outside part of someone else's life and you don't know them personally, or you don't know the whole truth. Everyone has flaws and struggles which you cannot see. And your life should be about seeing your flaws and doing the best you can to change it and accept your flaws and learn to be happy with who you are until you get to where you want to be. So I hope in this video you understood why you should be embracing your flaws and how you can embrace them. If you did like this video, please do give it a like, share this video with your friends, and do consider subscribing to my channel. I'll see you in this video right here. Until then, you take care.